Hello and welcome everyone. This is our Beyond Business live series. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Dr. Azeeza Jalaludeen. Together with me, I have Victoria Hasanova. It's a bright morning in Singapore, and I can see it's brighter morning in Victoria, where you are at, and all the sun shining on you.
Now I'm in sunny Uzbekistan and
Yeah.
a lot of sun in this country. And today, very beautiful morning. And I think this is a very good start for day. Meet in our live series and talk with a unique professional. But today we have a very interesting and influential and powerful lady. And of course, every our guest is a professional, maybe one of the best in their fields. But this lady have a lot of directions, and when we discuss how we should introduce, we think which areas we should talk about. Yes, and. Today we have a unique opportunity to take maybe a little bit part of she's a huge experience and ask question about China market and the Malaysia market.
Yes, indeed. And this is in conjunction with our International Investors Forum that we are having this wonderful series come up. This is episode 10, actually. So we have done 10 sessions of more than 10 speakers, because some of the sessions, we had a couple of them show up as well. So not to forget today's person that's coming in, I'm going to invite her in shortly. She is also our gold sponsor and media partner, Big Orange. So let's welcome Veronica Tang as we put in all the accolades into her portfolio. Welcome, Veronica. You're muted. Okay, let me unmute you. Okay.
Yes. Hello, everyone. Very good morning from KL here. Yes, and very good morning to my lovely Dr. Azeeza as well as Victoria. Thank you so much for inviting me for today's sharing. Will be for me, it's a very good opportunity that to disclose some of the secrets that how I actually venture into China and how I actually look at the South Asian market. Good day to everyone.
Thank you. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
for your time today.
Thank you so much. And we had to look at a few areas when we were wanting to introduce you, because you are in the media space as a group CEO of the Big Orange Media Group. You are also the group CEO of the HFU Capital Group from Singapore and Malaysia. And we also know you have an international venture community, like a club. So we're going to speak into all of that. Are you ready?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm happy to share, right?
So, being someone who is in the media for this long, I know you said you started your journey in 2009, and this being media being your main source of growth. I feel that that's what it is. How do you see media influencing the investment trends and decision making for investors coming into Southeast Asia?
Sure. Of course, before I enter into this question, I think I would love to have some short introduction about
Yes,
myself first.
let's do it. Let's do it.
All
Yes,
right.
yes,
Yeah.
please.
Veronica here, and all the China, my very good friends, partners, and investors. Normally, they will call me as a Xiao Chen Chong. It's a nickname in China. So the first media platform that we have is called Big Orange Media. So we started venture into China on year 2009. So this is a very difficult period in China. Where as a media platform to venture into China, we will have to face a lot of challenges. But somehow we are fortunate when we venture into the first city is called Beijing. We have a lot of supports and a lot of funders that funding us that to start as a pure media platform, business media platform in Beijing. So from Beijing, we have successfully ventured into more cities. We even have another rep office, many rep office in China. I think more than 10 cities having our rep office, including in Shenzhen, in Guangzhou, in Shanghai, in Chengdu, and more cities. Of course, China is an important country for us to start it as a media platform, but the opportunities in China, not just a media platform. So what we actually, after we have this media platform have been successfully ventured into China, open more doors. In actual fact, I realized that in China there are a lot of funders where they wanted to try their best to invest into a very good projects, but somehow they do not have this knowledge, and they do not have these good platforms where they can actually collaborate with. So because of this, I have started another platform in Shenzhen, which is VC International Club. This VC International Club started on year 2016, formed and operated by 8 founders on that particular 2016 year. But throughout the years, with many partners joined in, with many events that we organize together with partners and by our own, we have successfully, up till now, we have generated more than 9,000 plus in our investment pool, which is managed by VC Club.
Yes.
So another pool, which is a project owners, because when you have investors through this media platform, we definitely need to match a very appropriate and good profit returns project owners to the investors. So in other words, pool A, we have investors. Pool B, that will be project owners. So concurrently, when we recruit good investors into the pool A, we also did a lot of events, recruit good project owners from China. So pool B, till now, through all these events, through all these years, we also successfully built and created more than 7,000 project owners in pool B.
Nice.
Mm.
Nice. It's very exciting. We love to hear the numbers. It makes a lot of sense on the level of commitment has been given to this work. So the question that I asked you, do you feel that the media has, you have shown it, but how does the media help to influence the trends? How do you do that? What do you think?
Okay. Yes, this is a very good question to me, because actually, like I say, I started as a media platform. Media is a very wide industry. Okay, it covered TV, radio, hard print copies, like what we always call newspaper or magazine, and all this we call offline medias. Okay, for online media, we have even more platforms like social media as well, like Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, or Douyin. Within China, it's called Douyin. Outside China, it's called TikTok. So Xiaohongshu and many more. So all these platforms, they play a very important role, matching with what I am doing right now also. So for me, media is extremely important to elaborate how sexy of a project or an industry could be. For example, how US or how China investors can somehow believe that the project that you own, that watching this live, show that it is a good and high PE ratio project which we should invest immediately. I quote another example here. The latest super hit AI tool, the DeepSeek. Both of you have downloaded these apps. Have you tried to use this app?
Not yet.
Not yet, right? What about Victoria?
I tried.
You try, but I haven't downloaded, even though I know this DeepSeek is a good AI tool. But when I ask 10 of my business friends surrounding me, when we have all these meetings, we evaluate how this DeepSeek has shaped the whole US market. And I ask all these partners, I say, have you downloaded the apps? I asked 10 of them, 11 of them can answer me no. They haven't downloaded this app. But why? Why the whole world, especially the investors circles, why the whole world have this feeling, have this belief that this is a very high valuation company? This definitely through media. Through the social media. Yeah. So this is a very solid example where every one of you have to practice, have to believe that media is an extremely important tool for you to dig and for you to utilize it how to beautify your project as a very sexy project in eyes of the investors. So this is my experience of being a media owner.
Very
Yes, so
nice.
this is really important because we can impact on understanding of all people. We can show.
Exactly. You see, I haven't downloaded DeepSeek, but I read DeepSeek. This information, these inputs every day from TikTok, from Douyin. Wow, this DeepSeek is good. You know how to use it. Everybody teaches how to use it. So it's a free advertising.
You
Yes,
know, the name is a bit tricky. Deep seek.
Yeah,
It's such a tricky word. Can you
yeah,
mispronounce?
yeah. Correct. So this is even is 100% created by the China team, and they are all young team. My goodness,
yes.
I wanted to actually, immediately fly back to China and meet them. And this call with them before. So I wanted to see them, I wanted to understand them. But now there are plenty of people queuing up, queuing up for them, queuing up to put in money for them. So is
Yes,
that very amazing? Oh,
absolutely, absolutely. Hey,
yeah.
Thank you, Veronica. Uh, how do you think? Could you share with us, based in your huge experience, what are the key investment opportunities that Chinese investors are eyeing in South Asia?
Mm, okay. I think this particular question I should identify in this way. I think it is very much subject to the which country exactly the particular group of Chinese investor eye on it. For example, like in Malaysia, Indonesia, Cambodia, and Vietnam. You guys want to guess? Make a guess. Particularly for these next 5 years, what industry will having the huge opportunities to grab investment from China?
Mm.
oh, that's a
Particularly for these four countries, Malaysia, Indonesia, Cambodia, and Vietnam. Because like I say, it has to subject to which countries that group of investors from China, they eye on it. So
you
it
know,
is different countries.
I would normally, if you think about China, we want to think of very big projects. They always think big. That's what we think. Then I will say real estate, but at the same time, then their food also is FMCG, is fast moving. It also can be very big, manufacturing all that. So you have to tell us. That's my guess.
Very good, Dr. Aziza. Actually, for this particular 5 years, these particular four countries in Southeast Asia will definitely grab huge investment from China is in manufacturing industries. I
Mm.
think not only from China, manufacturers from China are hungry to move out half of their operations to all these four countries. Why? Uh, all the answers have been have been listed and have been announced in different media platforms. So I do not want to repeat it. Of course, one of the reasons is because of the trade war. It's actually making all these manufacturers from China wanted to move out. In actual fact, Cambodia itself on year 2021 during COVID-19, just one country itself grabbed from one country which is called China, particularly on year 2021, is actually more than 60 B in what? In manufacturing industry, in high
Mm.
speed, in building industry. So this is a real figure, and it's a fact, that we have to plan all these countries business owners, particularly for these small countries, Malaysia, Indonesia, Cambodia, Vietnam. Please prepare. There will be more China, or not just China, US also. Manufacturers are coming out looking for JV opportunities with them. They are willing to pay for the factories. They are willing to pay for the lands. They are willing to pay for the whole operations.
Wow.
What the country's owners need to provide them? Labor, labor, and how they operate the business in the local country.
Mm.
Yes, this is
Yeah.
one of the challenges.
Yes, this is the opportunity for me too. Because for China Chinese, they can only speak in one fluent main language which is called Mandarin. Of course, some of the Chinese they can speak in English also. But when they enter into Malaysia, Indonesia, Cambodia, or Vietnam, they cannot speak local language. So what they needed is they need a local people to manage a local labor, local staff. So they have to do it. They have no choice. They have to give the operation authorization or the managing power to the local people. So this will create the working opportunities, and even for me, it will create a lot of spending opportunities in the country. So apart from these 4 countries, for Thailand, tourism or medical tourism travel industry, these are the opportunity for them to grab the attention from the China investors, because all the business operators are in China, in Thailand. They are very super polite, the way they handle all the tourists is soft and very politely. So this is also very important factor how they attract a different industry, especially in tourism industry, the investors to come in. And somehow this particular round, when I happened to have a chance to visit Bangkok, right, for the 3 days event in Bangkok, I realized that they had improved a lot in what sector, in what, how would I say, in what manner. Okay, they put a lot of Chinese wording in the signage.
Yeah.
Now you can read Chinese and English from the same signage. In other words, I am tourist from China. When I enter into Thailand, I am like back to China. I read Chinese wordings, I can find how to go to the place. I read Chinese wording, I can order my food.
Yeah. It's
So
also
tourism,
friendly to the tourists.
yeah, I think tourism market is always Thailand government the first priority. But what about medical tourism industry? For me, I really opened my eyes when I happened to attended as a speaker for PWGS. I realized that actually the hospital or all these clinics or regional waiting service centers, they can combine with the tourism market to provide in advance packages. You come here not just to travel to Thailand just for 7 days, but you could, spend 1 to 2 months in Thailand.
Yeah.
Apart from traveling, apart to try, try all these new places for yourself, you can think how to open another business in Thailand.
Yeah.
Actually, tourist is the best and is the easiest targeted business group where they can convince by the market that this is another new opportunity for them, because they're already in the country. So this is what I think. Of course, there are more opportunities in Southeast Asia apart from these 5 countries, but I guess there are a lot of messages or actions have to be carried out by different countries. So I hope I answered the question too here.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Veronica. And as we start to talk about projects, different types of businesses, could you share with us what are the biggest challenges for South Asian startups looking to secure Chinese investments?
Okay. From my
Veronica,
experience, yeah,
can you put up your camera a bit? Your face is getting covered.
I'm here.
Come up higher. Up. Yeah, that's better. Yeah.
Okay. So, okay, from the 14 years of experience staying in China, I got to be honest that always when my China partners and shareholders, when I mentioned to them that why not actually, particularly for this year, our KPI of the investment fundings, can we allocate some to South Asia? They will always answer to me that I say, They say, Veronica, why do you want to invest into Southeast Asia? Let's say I may have to put a country for them to consider, as Singapore or maybe Malaysia. They will always say that these are very small countries. For investors like us, the population of the country and also the size of the country is very important. Before we are able to source for a startup, source for companies to invest. So for me, my advice to the startup, okay, I always advise a startup, when you plan for your business plan, even though you are a startup, please always remember, do not just mention or focus in your PowerPoint or the info deck that you only focus in your country. Singaporean focus in Singapore, this is not a wow factor. Malaysia who focus in Malaysia's market, this is also not a wow factor. If a Singapore startup can tell me that, Veronica, Mr. Investor, my project, we will start it in Singapore, but we are going to expand if the funding is sufficient. You know, the next 5 years, we will cover the next 5 countries or next 10 countries. So this is our forecast. And I will give you my real forecasting for the next 5 to 10 years planning. This is how we encourage startup. Even though you are a startup, you do your info deck, you do your pitching deck in an international format. Don't treat yourself as a startup. And you must be able to tell the investors that when they expand to, when your particular project expand to each country, you do have each country forecasting as well.
Yeah.
And I tell you, investor will come back to you. The startup, you can get many rounds of my fundings. Same investors can invest into the startup from the startup stage to the VC stage to the PE stage to the pre-IPO stage. Believe me. That is how we should coach our startup. And I hope Dr. Azeeza, during this Singapore trip, this Singapore event on 23rd of February, which is IIF Singapore 2025, I really hope that I can see more startup and see more project owners to be sitting in front of us, so we can really, open the book and we guide them step by step. This is my hope.
Yeah. So startups are coming, but our startups are revenue generating type, not the new ones. But more important is business owners. I feel this knowledge that you are talking about needs to go up to those who are already income generating, which is very, very important because they are low hanging fruits really when it comes to monetizing and taking forward. So definitely you will have an array of businesses and projects that we're going to be showcasing to you and all other investors who are coming, definitely for sure on that. Yes.
My pleasure.
And so as we speak into this, because the topic on VC comes into place when we're talking about raising funds, and what advice do you have for entrepreneurs seeking to pitch and secure funds from VC, especially knowing that sometimes they want to start with VC? So what do you have to tell them?
Okay. I guess actually all this like what I said earlier, from startup to angel to VC to PE. I guess this particular project owners also have to identify they themselves already in VC what stage. And of course, they must be able to tell all this panel of investors that how many rounds of fundraising they have went through. Fundraising experience is very important during the VC stage project owner. Because they are no longer in startup, they are no longer in angel stage, they are in VC stage. So if I am the panel of investors sitting in front of them, I think I will raise hand after the presentation, how good they are and how potential in future they are. I will first raise hand and ask them a question. So if you were sharing with us that you are so good, can you just show us that how many rounds of fundraising you have done and how many rounds of successful fundraising that you have done? Okay. And how much money or fundraise that you have successfully raised. These are very important in our list of calculation score. You know, the score that we're calculating for this particular startup project, whether is safe or is capable to walk through the next step, to walk to the next step as well.
Mm, mm, that's
Yeah.
right. Wow, this
Mm.
is quite exciting because a lot of this can go on and on. This conversation, I know, because the last time we met and we spoke a couple of times, you have so much of wealth of knowledge and experience. Knowledge is one side, but experience is really good. And like what Victoria always likes to say, wisdom, wise people. Wise come from being wise comes from experience. So thank you so much for sharing that and saying yes to IIF. So we want to ask you what made you say yes to IIF, and why should entrepreneurs be at it other than looking for you because they are having projects to raise funds? Yes, they're going to show up for that. Why else should they be at the IIF?
I say yes to IIF because of Dr. Azeeza. I think we know each other more than 20 years, but
Yes.
because we lost contact on it. Honestly speaking, Southeast Asian market is definitely a market for me for the next 5 to 10 years because I have successfully, set up another flagship in Malaysia. So the next one will be Singapore. And like I shared with you earlier, I think I spent more times recently for the past 3-4 years. I visited Singapore many rounds, and I was invited to a Next Tech Singapore Forum also as a speaker. So I love to see more Singapore project owners to present on the stage. All these Singapore project owners have really wowed me.
Yeah.
But in the earlier, all these meetings and all these events, they purposely put all this VVIP in a room, in the private room. So we do not have chance to come out and say hello to all of you. You guys had did a very good presentation on the stage. You actually attracted me. I wanted to say hello. I wanted to see how we could help you to do the fundraising and expand the market, not just in your country, but to more countries. So come and say hello to all the investors.
Yes, yes. So this is an opportunity. Thank you so much for acknowledging that, because most pitching sessions are pitch go. Investment forums have been done that way, and we have purposely done this IIF in a structure that gets all the business owners, investors to network, find strategic partners. So we have so many activities lined up for people to get into action together. So at the end of the day, the IIF is meant to create tangible results for the investors coming and the business owners coming, so that they can, of course, we have a lot of partners who have access to both coming together so that we can create a lot of synergy. And our 20 years together, I have to say this, right? We have to heads up that it comes from the Money and You network. So 讲中文的这个课程, from Money and You, that's how we also have a huge network of entrepreneurs that we can also support in growing global, from not only from China, but also in other parts of the world. So we really appreciate your time with us. Victoria, anything else you want to add on? I know you are in awe listening to Veronica. Anything else you want to add on as we close the session?
No, Veronica, thank you for your time. Thank you for your knowledge. Please join us and meet with Veronica, and use this unique opportunity for your project.
Sure.
Absolutely. And we are looking forward to all the participants coming in. I mean, of course, we are watching this live in whichever part you are in the world, because today is like 10 days more. Today is Friday. Next Sunday is our event. There is 10 days more. There's no reason anybody will not show up, because if you are watching this video or you have been referred to this video, you have a reason to be in our event. So you want to click on the link and register to be part of this one-day wonderful session that is going to open up all doors for possibilities for the growth in your business and in your life, to meet the right partners, right investors, right connections, that resources that can support your growth. So thank you once again. Thank you, Veronica, for being part of the
Thank you.
conversation today. And we look forward to meeting everyone in the next session that is coming up for the Beyond Business Live series next week. Thank you, and bye for now.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. Right.